Yeah, morning all. So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear?
Good morning, Vijay. Yeah, it is clear.
So Django,
Clear, sir.
yes, Django is a framework of Python, right? We have got many frameworks given by Python, but among all that, the most famous framework, Django for web applications creation, web development for web applications creations. So many flexible options given by Django for so at a rapid speed we can develop a web application. So even today, Python is very much used in creation of web applications as compared with other programming languages where Java, .NET, where many applications were created from the last 20-25 years using that. But today, using this Django framework, so those if you want to have a career in Python, means you need to have the knowledge of this framework like Django framework, where we follow MVT architecture. In Java, we see MVC architecture, right? Model view controller, but here we see MVT architecture. Okay, so what we'll be discussing here, right? Is Django, history of Django, why Django is famous, advantages of Django framework, features of Django framework, companies using Django, prerequisites to learn Django, right? Django trends in job market. Okay. High level Python web application framework. It's a high level web application framework that enables rapid development of web applications and is also easy to use, right? Rapid development of web applications and also easy to use, right? One thing is Python has got very less coding. Here also in Django we see very less coding. Everything will be inbuilt. So here in comparison with other frameworks, this is very much popular among web developers. It is backend framework used to resolve problems of connectivity with databases. Connecting with the databases, right? With any database here, right? It's very simple. Just we're providing that database name and the connecting parameters using which it can easily connect with the database. Other server problems like SCV solutions, etc. So that web developer need not write the same code for the similar things, for the similar data models like database connection, admin interface for each website. Means here, uh, if you want to write the same code again and again, it's not required. Database connections or admin interfaces. See, all the functions comes in the Django framework in the form of web application. See, whenever we create our project structure, right? So we are going to have a project structure, means project folder, application folder, right? Whenever we create it, you will be getting all the .py files will be, you will be getting automated in automatic way. So everything will be available in that. We just have to import those applications according to your need. Many built-in libraries also available in the Django, right? Fine. So it was introduced, Django was introduced in the year 2005. The name Django, it's a name of a guitarist, right? Django Reinhardt. So it is, Django is a free open source, even it's going to be the same in the coming days, right? Yes. Django offers a lot of features and is a new emerging technology of the future, since it has based on Python, which itself is a very powerful language and is also going to be used in the future extensively. Reasons for learning Django. So Django continues its journey and has been in the industry for more than a decade. 2005 it was introduced. It has several releases in that course of time. Django has fixed a lot of security issues and has introduced a lot of features. And it is in the, what is that scope of Django means, even it's a kind of a technology, right, which will be stay in that industry in the coming years also, because many applications we are going to develop here with very less coding at a rapid speed. It's an open source technology. So it is open source currently, and in the future also it remains the same. It's and Django Software Foundation, we say DSF, just like PSF, Python Software Foundation. We have got DSF, Django Software Foundation, one of the world's best software community. Django framework is one of the best community, supports all the projects and resolves the queries that can be supported manner. Lot of pre-made applications. Django has got lot of pre-made applications. It is a great community. It has got lot of packages which can solve your problems. Right. Say advantages of this framework, right? Popularly known as content management system. Django framework, the other name for it, content management system, CMS. The framework has been implemented to address the most of the industry requirements, right? It's a powerful framework suitable for any kind of project. You can create social media applications. It has got the capacity to handle heavy traffic, and it is also make something as simple as a blogging website using the same framework. It is a framework which is perfect for implementing CRM, client relationship management, content management, communication platforms, verification systems, machine learning for all these, right? Yes. What benefits that Django provides to web developers? Django is based on DRY. Dry means don't repeat yourself, right? Don't repeat yourself. Design philosophy. You're not going to repeat the code again and again, right? This code reusability is much higher, which is the greatest feature for the developers who no need to develop all the different programs repeatedly. See, if you have got multiple projects are there, from one project to another project, you can take the applications. Again, no need to do the same application again in the next project. From the current project, you can just copy the application to the next project, right? So those things possible. It's one of the other advantage you see is development speed faster and better, right? So excellent documentation is the Python. It's a one of the important framework, highly scalable, high scalability, high security, rapid development. So high scalability, high security, rapid development, thoroughly tested, versatile in nature. So SCV optimized. So features of Django, right? Later you will see all this, right? Okay. Django project's stability, performance, and community has grown tremendously in this framework, right? If you see the stability, okay. Django is a time-tested framework and has been improving over the course of time. Even if you see any bugs, these things, right? Excellent documentation, you see, excellent documentation, highly scalable means for any technology, it's a big factor using this. Okay, Django can utilize all the hardware you throw on it. It has got a share nothing architecture, which means you can add hardware at any level like database or web servers, right? Django has got its own server. It has got its own database. It has got its own database like SQLite 3. Later we work on it. I'll show you on that, and I'll show you on how to connect with other databases also. Resolves security issues and huge library of packages. Okay. Top Django based applications, right? Like Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Dropbox, Discuss, right? Companies using Django, Instagram, one of the biggest social media apps. Django has got a great integration with other technologies, right? Like iOS, Android apps. It enables Instagram to launch quickly and handle millions of active users. Discuss, it's one of the largest Django projects, right? Spotify. So here, transform the way we listen music, and it does by using machine learning implementations via Python. So the extensive song libraries and trainings are under Python based on AI, right? To integrate the things. And YouTube, world's largest video hosting platform, right? Using the Django, right? If you see the Django trends on job market, right? Yes, see this from the last, from 2005, 2005 was released, right? So this is the graph. It's an increasing graph. In the coming years, you'll see more at the 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? Even most of you are not aware about Django, not even Django, not even Python. You have not heard about Python much in 2009, 10, 11, 12, right? So, but now we see from especially last 3, 4 years, the usage of Python, usage of Django has increased a lot. Fine. Just it is a overview of this Django, right? Developing an application in Django looks very simple and easier. Developing, right? We follow MVT architecture. MVT, nothing but model, view, template. Model, like model means databases. Database. View, Python functional view or class-based view. Functional based views, class-based views. Template, right? Using HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, all this we are going to create web page, right? The interaction between this web page, Python, and database. Okay, fine. So I'm going to show you on 3 IDEs. I'm going to show you work with 3 IDEs, right? Yes. PyCharm is the mostly used. PyCharm is the mostly used one, right? Yes. Mostly preferred. Next, like Autumn, VS Code. PyCharm, Autumn, VS Code. Nearly like 20 plus applications I'm going to discuss. So nearly like 10 applications I'll show you on PyCharm, 5 applications on this Atom, 5 applications on VS Code, 20 applications. Applications creations, like you'll be doing parallel along with me so that you can understand much better. If you're doing practically, right, you can understand much better than that. Okay. A sample web application, a sample web application, how it looks, what are the steps involved, right? So just today I'll just give that overview of it. Later we discuss in brief, right? For example, I'm sorry. What are the steps involved in creating a project? Okay, steps involved in creating a Django project, right? Right. First, see, uh, creating or starting a project, creating or starting an application, next defining URLs within the urls.py, right? Defining URLs within urls.py, right? Defining a Python function, defining a Python functional view in views.py, defining a Python functional view in views.py, right? So here we are going to write our business logic within this Python function, right? Next, after that, we are supposed to perform migrate. If any errors, check for any errors will be displayed. If any errors will be displayed here, right? Whenever you say migrate, start the server, giving the request in the browser, giving the request in the browser. These are the steps involved, but there are many other steps, right? But for a sample application, these are the things, like, but just see this. Generally, if you talk about any web application, right? For example, this is your browser. www.gmail.com. You are giving what? gmail.com within your Chrome browser. This is your Chrome browser. First, where the request will go, whenever you give that request, the request will go and check with, there is a file, a default file with the name urls.py. There is a file with the name urls.py. First, it checks whether the specified URL, whatever URL you are specified, is present within this urls.py. You can specify all the URLs within this URLs, whether this gmail.com is present within this urls.py, and if available, then it forwards that request. To views.py. Now I was talking about that views.py, right? Functional views or class-based views. So here views.py means here we are going to write the Python code business logic. Directly it can give response. To this. Otherwise, If you want the response also with a different font color images, right? You can also make use of HTML, the response in .html format. It will be displayed. Otherwise, if you want to retrieve any data from a database, from this database, views, you're going to collect the data from this database. After views will collect the data from views will collect again, views will forward that whatever result you got to this browser, to the client. So if any URL that is provided or specified by the user, first it goes to urls.py. From urls.py it goes to views.py. Views.py is somewhere we are writing the Python functions or business logic implementation. Here, if you want anything to be fetched from the database, it will be fetching who views.py, and later again views.py gives the response to this, right? I'll just show you a sample web application, like how simple, how it looks, right? Don't worry, later I'll show you step by step downloading an IDE and working with this, right? So you can do one thing, just go to Google, right? Go to Google, everyone, right? www.autumn.io, www.autumn.io. Everyone, you can just, if possible, you can do parallelly now. Autumn.io, right? Yes. Enter, right? Autumn.io, you'll be getting this. Just to say download here, download option is available. You can say download, yes. Try to download, everyone, right? What? Okay, for me it's already downloaded, after already it is installed, right? Okay, fine, that's fine. So later you can do this download and you can install it, right? Whenever you are installing, it takes some time. Okay, you can download and you can install it, right? Yes. After you install, right, you will be getting this kind of screen. Autumn. You will get this, right, everyone? You will be getting this welcome guide. Okay. For today's session, you can just observe, right? In the next sessions, right, you can do parallelly along with me. So this is that previous batches, right? So Django project 1, project 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I said nearly 20 plus, right? Fine. So okay, I'll just show you the entire process step by step in the next, but just observe this. I'll be showing you a sample application. Sample application, right? Yes. So what I'll do, try to display some message, right? From this. So in the web browser, I'll open Chrome. I'll give some www.demo.com, something. I'm giving some URL, right? That URL should go to urls.py. In the urls.py, I'll specify some URL. From there, it should go to the views.py. Some functionality. I doesn't want to implement any. Just I'm saying. Welcome to Django. Just what is my here? I'm just going to display this. Welcome to Django, right? Yes. Directly views can give the result to this, right? Okay. see the steps. Just now I discussed it. The steps. Creating or starting a project. But before that, there is one more step. Activating virtual environment. What do you mean by virtual environment means? So whenever you are working with IDEs, right, like PyCharm, Autumn, VS Code, right? Within that IDEs, you will be getting Python. They are going to take Python from your C drive, right? All these IDEs will be taking Python from your drive. If you make any changes or modifications, should not affect the original Python software. So for that, we create a virtual environment. So later I'll show you how to create virtual environment and the steps step by step, right? You can do parallel along with me. But now I'll show you a sample application just displaying some message, right? First. I'll create a folder first, Django apps. I'll create a folder Django apps where I'm going to store all my projects within that. Django apps is a folder. Within that, I'm going to store all my projects and everything, right? And here, my venv at the last, you can see, right? My venv, my virtual environment, If you click it, scripts, you will see this activate option, right? Activate. Later I'll show you this process, right? Downloading installation process, right? I'll go to this command prompt. So check it once again. Where is your my virtual environment? Everyone, I want response. I want the sessions to be interactive, right? Don't hesitate to ask queries. If you got any doubt or any query, yes. The sessions will be interactive sessions and hands-on where you people are supposed to do along with me parallelly. But for today, just it's introductory. Just I'll be saying a sample webs. But next sessions you are supposed to do parallelly along with me for better understanding, right? So now try to say where I'm going to store within the C drive Django apps, where I'm going to save all my projects in the Django apps folder. And where is my virtual environment? Within the Django apps, my virtual environment. And what are the scripts? Where are all this within the scripts folder? You can say, right? So now what I do? I'll go to this command prompt, CMD, right? come out of this existing path, cd slash. By saying cd slash will come out of the existing path. Cd, one second, right. Now say where you want to create your project, and where is your virtual environment means. It's in the C drive. I have already got a folder called Django apps. Within the Django apps, there is a folder called scripts folder. Change your directory to Django apps folder, scripts. Say enter. The Django apps is available within that my virtual environment, right? Sorry. The Django apps, my virtual env. My virtual env. Within that scripts is available. In the Django apps folder, my virtual environment means already virtually I brought Python scripts folder. Enter. Activate. Okay. Whenever you say activate, you can see this my virtual environment activated, right? So these steps again, I'll show you how to create this virtual environment, these things, but just observe. Now step 1, step 2, creating or starting a project. Creating or starting a project. The command for this, Django -admin start a project. Django -admin start project name. This is the command, right, for creating or starting a project. What is that? Django -admin start project name.
So hi Vijay, sorry to interrupt here. So, like, are we stopping the class around 10 o'clock? It will extend for today.
For today, like 10:20, 10:15, 10:20 it goes.
So can we please stop around 10?
15 minutes, 15 minutes more I will be taking, right? 10:15. Okay. Django -admin start project name, right? Just observe. I'll try it as early as possible, right? Django -admin. This is the command for creating a project. Observe here. This is a command for creating a project. Now, if you observe in the atom ID already, my project 1, 2, 3, 4, my project 22 is there. I want to create my project 23. See how I'm going to create my project 23. Right. See, everyone try to say about this command. You need to just know about This is the command Django if now prints not pro. Okay. So once your activation means virtual environment is activated means you are okay. You are supposed to create your projects, everything within this Django apps folder only. So if you want to create in the Django apps folder, come out of this. Just say cd dot dot. You came out of scripts. Cd dot dot come out of this, right? Now you are in which folder currently? Django apps. Now from here, I am going to perform anything you want to perform from the Django apps folder only, right? Now, what is the command to create a project? Everyone.
Admin start project name.
Yes. So in the coming sessions, you will be doing along with me until everyone got the output of that application. You won't go to the next application, right? So you will be sharing your screens. You will be responding. You will be interacting, right? Django-admin. Django-admin. What is that? Start
Project
project.
project name.
Project name, right? Yes. Project name, for example, my project, my PROJ 23. I'm taking any name you can use for your project. I start my project 23. Yes. Check it whether it has got created or not in your autumn. My project 23 got created, right? Can you check here? Right. See at the last, my project 23. See, whenever you create a project, you are going to see some .py files are going to get added automatically. You are going to see some .py files, .python files. Click it, unfold. Within the project folder, one more project folder you will see. Within the project folder, my project 23, you will see one more inner project folder. Yes. Okay. So project folder, inner project folder, you will see my project 23. So in the inner project folder, just what I did by using this command, Django-admin start project, my project, I just created a folder, right? My project 23. Now, if you open this, by default, you will see some .py files. Init.py, asgi.py, settings.py, urls.py, all this. They are getting created automatically. We are not creating. By default, you see some, if you open the settings.py, all this data will be available later. See this data, you can see all this is the data which is available in the settings.py, right? So we won't write much codings here. Already everything will be available. Settings.py, or if you take urls.py, in urls.py also you can see, double click it, you will be seeing these things. Okay, fine. So your project folder got created. Next is, so what is the second step? Creating or starting an application. I want an any name you can give for your application. For example, I'll be giving the name as demo application, demo app. So whenever you created a project, right, project folder, see, you can see what is available here within the project folder. One inner project folder you can see, and one more, what you are able to see in that. Yes. My project 23 you can see, and one more, a file with the name manage.py. Can you see here? Manage.py. whenever you create project folder, you will see project folder and manage.py. Okay. Now observe this, creating or starting an application, right? How to py or Python, you can say Python manage.py. Demo application, demo app, py manage.py start application demo app. So manage.py means this is a file, right, which in which you can perform. So here, whenever your project folder is created, at the left side you can see manage.py. Okay, so just to go to this command prompt, enter into your my project 23. You created my project 23. Enter first into that project my project 23. Change your directory to my project 20. My project 23, right? Yes. Yeah, now we are in this which folder, my project 23. What are all the operations you perform within this project folder? Now, right, what is the command to start a application, to create an application, right, everyone? Py or
py
manage.py. What is that? Start
data app.
application name. You can give any application name. What, just I'm giving demo app, right? Yes, enter. Demo application, right? Yes. Next, step 3 is what? Step 3, defining URLs within the URL. Means in your Chrome browser window, you will use some URL, gmail.com, facebook.com, right? In the same way, you want to specify any URLs, that we need to specify in urls.py. Now, where you can see that urls.py, already just now a project folder is created within the project inner project folder. You can see this. Are you able to see one urls.py here? Double click it, urls.py is available, right? So it's a triple quote. It's all this green colored one is a comment. I'm removing that. Okay. So this is the code which is already available in that urls.py. Now I want to specify a URL, right? So I'm using a function like re underscore path. Re underscore path. Regular expression, yes, starts with this start. If you see in regular expressions, this is the symbol for start. Dollar is the symbol for end. Start with what, end with what? Okay, www.demo.com, right? So start, this is the start symbol, demo.com, this is the end symbol, right? Everything you keep in the single quote, keep everything in the single quote. Okay, so www.demo.com, whenever I give this on my browser, right, what functionality to be executed, what business logic to be executed. Okay, I'll come back to this, but if you have created application folder right here, can you observe py manage.py start app demo app? Check whether demo app is created or not. Fold your my project 23, demo app is created. Can you see at the left side, everyone? Demo app at the left side, click it. That demo application also, you will be getting some .py files by default, like see this admin.py, apps.py, models.py, test.py, views.py. Everyone able to see, right?
What is
Hello.
the difference between a app and a project?
So within the project, right, we'll be having multiple applications and multiple modules, right? So project related means it will be common. Some settings if you want to set for the project, everything we'll see some Python files related to project related. For application related, we'll be having some .py files which supports that application, right? So within the project, you can have multiple applications or multiple application folders can be available. Multiple modules. For each module, I can take one application, right? So here re.path demo.com, what I'm saying, within the views, I want to a input function. I want to define some input function, views dot input. So observe here, d underscore path is a function to define that URL. This is the URL. If I give this URL, what function to be executed means input function should be executed. Where this input function is available, views. If you go to this views, right, in application folder, demo app, we'll see this views dot py file. Okay. Within the application folder, views.py is available, right? Within the views.py, I need to see this next step. See the steps, right? If you're defining URLs in within the urls.py. So the step, let me complete first. So just this is the only line I'm writing. Understand this, what I'm doing. The underscore path is the function. Demo.com is what? The URL that you will be giving, gmail.com, facebook.com, like this way demo. And if I just enter this, what to be executed means within the views, input function to be executed, right? Views, where is views here? Control S, every time we need to say Control S here for saving. Whenever you are using views, right? Views is present in the same, so views are present in the application folder, right? From application name, demo app, import views. From demo application, import views means here demo application within that views.py. Repath, if you are using, right, here path comma repath, import statements. Repath comma re underscore path. First application it looks little, but second, third, fourth applications, once you do 2 or 3 applications, the first 4 5 steps will be common for every application. Just what I did, I given this. This is the input function need to be executed whenever I give this. And for this repath, path comma repath. Okay. I'll go to this views.py, right? The demo application, I got this views, I have imported it. This repath also, path and repath both are available in so and so import statement. Now I'll go to this views.py in demo application. And I want to write any business logic, a function, Python function, def input function. What is the function name you have specified in urls.py? The same function name you should take. So this input function takes a request, incoming request it takes. Okay, def input, giving the request. Now Written HTML response means HTML, HTTP response, right? I want some HTML response, HTTP response, right? Yes. For this, if you are using this HTTP response, you are supposed to include one import statement from Django. From Django.http, right? From Django.http import HTTP response. For this HTTP response means okay, from Django.http import HTTP response, return HTTP response, and here if I want to write some code, HTML code, if you've got knowledge on HTML, anyhow from tomorrow I'll be starting with first HTML, right? Later I'll come back to this Django installation. Django step by step I'll show you all this Django installation, virtual environment, applications creations, this all. So HTML, body background color, BG color, what I want, red color. Text, what is the text I want? Text color I want as yellow color, right? Yes, body is closed. H1, welcome to Django world. Welcome to Django world, right? HTML, a basic H1, welcome to Django world, right? H1 slash H1 slash H1, right? Slash body slash HTML. Okay, fine. So whatever you want to, it's a request response or texture, right? You are just going to display everything on the web page, right? This is what close double quotes and close this. Yes. An HTTP response, right? Okay. Okay, fine. Now everything fine, right? Now your next step is what? See in this, defining a Python function, migrate. For migrating, the command is py manage.py. So this py manage.py will be common for this migrate, start the server, everything. So migrate, that's it. Py manage.py, but before that, check. You will see some blue colored ones here. Say, can you see here blue color? It's not saved. This is not saved. So save all this, Control S. Here also click this urls.py, Control S. Yes, now go to this and say the next step. Py manage.py migrate. Enter. So here def inputted 2 colons, it's kept, it's giving error right here. In where? In views.py in line 5, there is 2 colons kept here. So just go to this views.py. Now once again you perform migrate. So applying all this. So there are no errors. Whenever you say applying, these are not errors. Applying all these settings. Now, next step is what? Yes, next, what is the next step, everyone? Right.
Start the server.
Start the server. What is the command to start the server is py manage.py run server. Now just you write the same thing, right? Py manage.py run server, right? Yes, enter. So the development server at HTTP, this is the address, right? So just copy, and what is the final one? Giving the response, right? Giving the request server. What is the last step? After starting the server, what is the last? Giving the request in the browser. What I will do? So your development server at so and so address, just copy this, right? Link, just copy this. Everyone, you can just copy this, Control C, open a fresh Chrome browser, right? Control V. And what is that URL you have specified in urls.py? www.demo.com, right? Now say enter, it should give the response. In the browser I have entered demo.com, it should give the response. So if any errors, okay, the current path demo.com didn't match with this, right? Okay. So observe here, right? This is my project 22. See this urls.py starts with demo.py. One second. So here one thing, you need to know how to fix the errors if you get any errors. So here it is showing that output of the previous. Okay, one second. Slash www.demo.com. Whenever I say saying page not found, it is showing my project 22 URLs. Our project is my project 23, right? My project 23. It is showing my project 22, the previous project URLs. So if you want to fix it, so go to this Windows or this run respond.txt. So these things, if to fix the errors, if you got any errors, right? Respond.txt in your CPU, just your associated handles. My project 22. My project 22 means previous project. My project 22, right? Yes. Right click this python.txt, end process, you say. End process, my project 22, right? Fine. Now, okay, you have said end process for this end process, you said, right? Now just I'm minimizing it. Once again, I'll give this request, my demo.com, enter. Now welcome to Django. It is giving, right? So previously it was showing my project, previous project, right? So welcome to Django. This is what a sample web applications creations, but here before this applications creations, you are supposed to discuss a lot of things, Django installation, IDs installation, step by step. I will discuss all this in step by step manner, but just how simple creating a application, creating a project, creating an application, starting the server, the steps involved, right? These are the steps involved. So we'll see many examples, but in the tomorrow session, just I'll be going with web application, this HTML. I'll be just showing you some HTML. First, I'll go with HTML, CSS. Next, I'll come back to this Django. Before I go with Django, the installations, the applications creation, something you need to know about this HTML and CSS, right? Yes, fine. Understood this activating virtual environment, how to activate that I will show you how to create it. Creating or starting project, this is the command. And for creating an application, this is the command urls.py, urls.py, specifying the URLs, views.py, write your business logic, migrate to check for any errors, start the server and give the request in the browser. These are the steps involved. So actually, if you, I hope you have understood, but even if you're not understood, right, we'll be going a lot of things you are supposed to see before this. We'll be discussing the prerequisites for this Django first. Later we'll come back to Django, right? Yes. Any queries from your side, anyone? So, but from tomorrow, everyone make yourself ready to do parallelly along with me. So you'll understand much better. If you have got any doubts, query, you can ask me up. So recorded sessions you'll be getting that. Yes. Yes, you'll be getting it. Today I'll ask that online team to forward that recorded session to you. Fine. Yes. Any more queries? Tomorrow I'll go with HTML, creating a web page. Okay.
So will you teach the whole HTML, CSS, or you'll give the basic idea?
So mostly maximum I'll cover all those HTML, right? All the tags, HTML tags I'll touch, right? Yes.
HTML, CSS, and JavaScript.
HTML, yes. Okay, so I'll show 20 plus applications creations, right? Step by step, you'll be doing along with me parallelly. If anybody gets errors or anything, you will be sharing the screen, right? So I'm stopping here. What's the fee for the course, right? So just we are okay. If you already done Python, right? So yeah, REST API also will be covered, right? Yes. So observe here, right? Okay. In the tomorrow session, the payment things, the online team will forward you the everything, that the payment structure, the payment procedure, everything, right? The fees details, everything you can in the chart panel, right? Okay, fine. So any more queries, right? Yes. Fine. Okay, fine. So I'll stop here. We'll meet tomorrow at 9 a.m. right in the morning. See more on this. And thank you all for your time. Thank you.